So let's be honest, man. Rejection is hard. Rejection is challenging. Rejection can be life changing, right? And rejection on every level, whether that's coming from a mother, a father, a sibling, a spouse, different family members, teachers, co-workers, supervisors, like rejection in this life is inevitable, meaning that all of us at some point in time are going to experience rejection. Watch this. And sometimes for no reason. So you're logically in analyzing the situation to say, why don't these people like me? Why do these people treat me this way? But I'm just here to tell you that rejection in this life is inevitable. And in my own experience, the only way to truly overcome rejection is to be rejected. More rejection helps us normalize it. I'm going to say it again. More rejection helps us normalize it. As I said previously, these are experiences that we're going to go through in this life. You're going to be rejected at some point in time. But we don't want rejection, watch this, to cause us to question our value, to question our worth, to question our identity. That's the main thing here. Write this down. Human acceptance is not God's acceptance. What do I mean by that? Just because you are celebrated, you are appreciated and valued in certain areas and spaces by people does not mean God is pleased. Hear me now. What if I told you, it's a hard truth, you ready for it? But some people like you better broken. Some people like you better wounded. Some people like you better when you're hurting. Some people like you better when you are subjected to the same lifestyle and mentality and bondage that they are up under. They like you better like that, but mess around and get healed. Mess around and get whole. Mess around and start growing and becoming everything that God intended you to be. And if you get rejected because of that, then that just means they never truly accepted you for who you are. They loved you better when you were broken. Now, for those who are struggling in this area, I need you to hear my heart. Because I told you earlier, human acceptance doesn't mean God's acceptance, right? But think about it. In the same way, human rejection doesn't mean God's rejection. This is important because we got to understand that just because people have rejected you on any level, I need you to hear my heart, it doesn't mean that God has rejected you. It doesn't mean that God isn't pleased with you. It doesn't mean that God doesn't see worth and value in you. And the thing about it is, people will turn away from God because of the rejection of men and women. Ooh, that's strong. Woo! People will close their hearts out to God. People will become bitter and jaded because of this rejection that has come from humans, people. But God has not rejected you. And this one here, this ain't for everybody. Everybody's not going to receive this, but I'm going to say it because I want to be obedient and I want to get some sleep tonight. And some of y'all already know what I'm talking about. I'm getting some sleep tonight. Y'all, I got to say it. Here it is. What do you do when rejection must be normalized and become your reality? Because, watch this, it's a part of your assignment. It's a part of your assignment. In other words, what do you do when God is calling you to those who are rejected. Let me make it make sense. I had to be rejected to even be able to come up with messages like this. I know who I'm for. When it comes down to my purpose, when it comes down to those that God has called me to reach, it's those that are far from God sometimes. It's those that have been rejected. It's those that have been ostracized. It's those that have been pushed out and feel like they have no worth and no value. I'm called to those who are rejected. But I had to experience rejection. Watch this. In order to empathize, right? To be able to connect and feel exactly what they feel in order to lead them into a place of purpose. Because at the end of the day, we must normalize rejection. And we must not allow rejection from humans to push us so far away from God that we don't even want to open up our hearts to Him. I don't know who this is for, but you stopped being who you were because they rejected you. Their rejection made you feel like something was wrong with you. Their rejection made you feel like something was wrong with you, so much to the point where you stop being you. And I promise you, God is going to use this message to bring hope and encouragement to your heart right now, here in this moment. Please do not allow the rejection of man to keep you from experiencing the love and acceptance of God. We overcome rejection by rejection, but it's God's ultimate acceptance that gives us the capacity to normalize rejection and understand and know, even when humans reject you, God loves you. Because if He be for you, then who can be against you?
What the Spirit of the Lord is, yes, there is liberty. And every time I read that, I understand it biblically. Sometimes it does feel contradictory, cause I'm walking in freedom at the same time, chained to my history. Who gon' deliver me from this misery? Who gon' protect me from all my enemies? Who gon' walk with me throughout this mystery? And when I feel like I'm failing, keep giving me the victory. What you did for me on Calvary, from thousands of years later, right there at Calvary. Missionary Baptist Church is where I committed to you, a young dude, but I still felt my commitment was true. Looking back in retrospect, I guess I was right. I was dancing with the devil, now I step in the light. Laid on a few dollars, lost some strength and some sight. Now my hair growing back, you ain't giving me might. Now I'm screaming at Jehovah Nissi. Enemies became footstools, so they underneath.